What if you could truly own your health? See your metrics, treat them as a blueprint, and adapt accordingly instead of reacting when something bad happened. Well, I was gifted a year of Function Health, which is an annual membership that gives you over 100 different lab tests once a year with a 6-month follow-up. And in this video, I want to talk about my experience, what the pros and the cons are of using Function Health, and whether or not it's worth it for you. Now, I want to get into what exactly you get first, and that is, like I said, 100 different tests for their standard annual fee. And once you get all that lab work back, which comes in this really pretty app, you will actually have a representative, a doctor from Function Health, review your specific lab work and give you recommendations based off of it, of foods to eat, foods to avoid, supplements to take, and specific details on any markers that were off and how to resolve those before your 6-month test. And even if I wanted to, there's no way I could have gotten this much lab work from my primary care physician. They wouldn't approve this much, and it would be so much more expensive. When I went and got my lab work done for Function, I talked to 2 different lab techs. As your first time, you go 2 different visits, and I asked them all about this, what their thoughts were on it, and they both told me the same thing, and that's that Function Health is actually giving us roughly $5,000 worth of lab tests on an annual basis for a very affordable price. And right now they have a lot of investment money pouring in. I don't know if they're actually profitable, and I don't know how long this will last. So if you have been looking at getting a ton of testing done, but you want it at a very transparent and low cost, you really can't get lower than what Function Health provides. Now, how does it work? They have a really nice, clean app, and what you're going to do is schedule your first 2 appointments. If you are a woman, your first appointment does have to fall on day 2, 3, or 4 of a period. And then your second round of lab work needs to happen within 10 days of your first round. And these tests do require that you fast, that you cut out any unnecessary supplements, and you will have to avoid certain foods like fish, anything that could impact your lab work. And on your second visit, you do have to pee in a cup. That's something they don't tell you. The tech warned me. I'm glad they did. And while it's really not that much overall, you will feel like you're giving a ton of blood. I'm pretty sure on my first visit, I filled up 8 vials. And on my second visit, it was a little bit less, but still comparable. So just know that this is definitely a comprehensive test that requires a bit from you at the start. But once you do your labs, the results start rolling in. Some of them will roll in same day, and others will take a few weeks to roll in. And once you've gotten back all the results, that's when a Function Health doctor will review it and give you specific recommendations based on your results. And the results were eye-opening for me. I am a very healthy person. I eat healthy, I work out, I'm in my mid-40s. I did not expect to see anything obvious, and I had 2 obvious results that I would have never in a million years guessed and are really important for me to adapt to now. One was that my lipids with my heart aren't where they should be. And that is something that is so key to adapt to now. And I didn't know, and now I've learned that it's actually something genetic in my family. So now I can help prevent any heart issues in the future as much as I can, thanks to the knowledge I learned with Function Health. Who knows how much trauma and cost learning that now has saved me, but I'm so grateful to have that information. And then the second piece that was standout for me is that I deal with a lot of allergies. I have inflammation. I'm going to an allergist, and I had no idea that my omega-6 to omega-3 ratio was off the charts in the wrong direction. And what that ratio is specifically showing is that I have highly inflammatory markers and I need to adapt my omega-6 and omega-3 intake to correct for that. I drink nut milk, I eat peanut butter and snack on peanuts all the time. So I was just creating this perfect storm within my body that I would have never, ever figured out without Function Health or something happening that was so bad that a doctor finally tested for my omega levels. So I have changed my lifestyle thanks to those insights and the specific action plan provided to me from Function Health, and I feel so much more empowered than I ever have before. And I am very excited to go in for my second round of testing, which I'm gonna have in a couple months here, to see if what I have been doing has made the difference I want, and if I need to go harder or even maybe slow down a little bit. Maybe I've gone too far. Having these numbers on a regular basis throughout the year and years is powerful. So yes, it is amazing, but I do have some warnings. The first one is there are a lot of upsells. When you sign up, you're signing up for that annual testing with the 3 to 6 month follow-up, and that has a fixed cost. It's very transparent. You know exactly what you're paying for. Really nice. But when you go to set the appointment, every time it's going to offer all of these additional upsells. That sounds so great, but if you do all the upsells, you are going to at least 5x the annual cost, if not more. But it's really hard not to accept some of those upsells because they look really cool. They're great information. Some of them you may actually need, and they are still lower priced options than you can get almost anywhere else, and it's extremely convenient. But I did avoid all of those on my first round. That said, on my second round of testing, it was much harder to avoid them because my specific issues with my lipids and with my omegas were not specific tests that they were going to retest in 6 months. The 6-month test is a more limited test in general. So for me to get the results on those specific metrics, I had to pay the upcharge. So that was a little sneaky. It wasn't that expensive, but that got me. I knew that I wanted those specific results, and I had to pay for it. So that's just something to keep in mind. You may see some additional costs specifically on that second round of testing to make this really worth your while. But this truly is investing in your health in the best way possible. The annual cost is nothing compared to the potential savings in future costs for things that you could have prevented now, the longevity of your life, your overall health. There is so much to gain from a Function Health membership, and I will definitely be re-upping at the end of this year as I'm hooked. It truly is that amazing. And if you are considering this, please do it. It's such a gift for yourself, and if you can gift it to someone else, do that as well. Empower everyone to better understand their specific bodies and how they can really make a difference in their own health. Function Health is amazing. I cannot recommend it enough. I hope you check it out.